DC trip update. We have subway passes for transportation. The cost we almost have it all summed up, and we need to talk about eligibility for town hall meetings. We were talking about getting more in touch with town board members and having a rotating schedule on who comes to meetings. We were thinking about having permanent dates for each of our meetings, so like a rescheduling if the majority of the people were absent. For the town board report, the Sunoco warehouse, we're trying to turn into a help or business area. And then for the rec center or park update, where there's going to be a vote with the community or maybe a loan from the from the town. For the treasurer's report, we're talking about a new town part, and then uh, PORT port is listening to the community, and welfare priorities are very far down on the port priorities. For port, there is going to be a joint study session to go over all the problems, pull for the youth on this subject specifically, in either a big complex or a small complex with less debt. And then we talked about the next big meeting or group activity, which we're going to have an annual planning session or an A&W meetup. And then we adjourned at 7:55.
I vote to confirm. Does anybody second?
I second.
Do we have any updates on the presentation?
We do, yeah. I forgot my Chromebook, so it'll need to
Would
be.
you pull that up?
Yeah,
please?
it'll need to be brought up so that I can go over it. It should be in the Google Drive, in a folder called DC Trip 2026, I believe.
Yeah.
We did skip the town board thoughts. Do you want to go over that first?
Oh yes, let's go over that.
Did you
please.
guys want to give me feedback from what you've observed from the newspaper clippings and happenings in town? Does anybody have thoughts or feedback on things that they saw or read in the local news in the last few weeks?
I think these past few weeks I haven't seen anything too notable bring up, but
Okay. Anybody else observe anything in the last few weeks that they'd like to bring up or talk about? Okay. I'll just give you guys a quick update. We had a study session last night. It all centered around the future of Berthoud's Parks. And so that's obviously been a big topic. We were initially looking at adding an outdoor pool at the rec center. And then it was brought to our attention there might be financing available to do a bigger plan, like do the ball fields at Richardson, which is that lake on Berthoud Parkway. There's a big ball field planned for that ballpark amenity with multiple ball fields, an outdoor swim aquatics center, and many other amenities that are over there. So we were discussing whether we go forward with things that are smaller, like adding an outdoor pool to the rec center and going forward with the Arboretum, which is a big outdoor trails, treescape kind of walking area south of the rec center. Or if we do kind of all of these bigger projects at once and figure out a way to finance it as a town. So essentially that would be like a long-term loan that we were looking at how we enact that. And so basically we didn't come to a decision, but the Richardson Ballpark and outdoor aquatics facility seem to hit a lot of the marks for what the community's been asking for. In addition to an amphitheater at Newell Farm, which is also something that people have been asking for. I did bring up for you, Joe, the ice skating rink. It got shot down.
yeah.
But I did notice that in one of the surveys, it came in number 6 as a future priority.
Then it came in like second to last, like least important.
There's that. But but there was one of the surveys that did come in high on the list, and it hasn't even been discussed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a part of any future planning. So if there was some youth need to push that up, now would be the time. So if you wanted to do your own polling of the community and bring that to the board, it would be a good time to do that. I don't think you're alone, just so you know. I think there's a lot of people that resonate with that. But I want to empower you that you could get out there and get other, youth to show up at a meeting and say, we really want this added to the design before you guys put your stamp on, or if there was something else that you didn't see. If you want to just kind of briefly review, it was a long meeting, but you can always go to the Town of Berthoud's YouTube page to see what our meetings are, what's in them. And our town administrator, went through the entire plan, and so you could kind of look at it yourself and see what you think, and then provide feedback to me before our next board meeting when it comes back to us. That way, I make sure you guys are represented in that room, and your friends and those who you talk to in the community. That was the biggest one, and I'm trying to think. End of year, we have a lot of other things going on, but I already talked to you guys about Sunoco. And then I do want to talk about some kind of more administrative stuff for this group. Would now be a good time, Joe, or would you like me to do that at the end? And I could go really fast through them if you'd like, but
Let's do them. Let's just do them now while we're on topic.
okay, just real quick. So I was thinking it'd be really helpful if staff came up with a calendar of our meetings, to just show here's deadlines for these things. We need to plan this is the deadline for planning our youth advisory summit. This is the deadline for planning our group activity. This is the deadline. Just kind of putting it all in an annual calendar so these guys we can just pop it in to our agenda, and not miss a beat. And then one other thing I was thinking of is asking you guys, there's a Christmas event coming up on the 6th, I believe, December 6th, Christmas event in Berthoud with a parade. And I wanted to see if you guys want to add a meeting to talk about a potential float in the parade and do something for the Parade of Lights. So consider that. I think, so if we could today walk away with maybe a date to sit and talk about what a float would be. And I'd volunteer my time in my vehicle if you guys want to decorate it and light it up and support youth advisory. And then, sorry. With the town board presentation that we talked about, the annual, once a year, you guys participate in one of the town board meetings and you attend and then present, your budget requests, that type of thing. I think it'd also be helpful that at that meeting, you're also presenting the needs of the youth in that calendar year. In the next calendar year, we'd like the board to consider 1 to 2, 3 things as high level things that the youth are saying. So when the youth advisory first started, the biggest concern was an activity centered around youth, because there was no youth activities at that time that were during the summer. And so you guys did Scorch Fest, but now I'd really like you guys to come together in advance of that meeting and come up with 1 to 3 things to give us as a board to keep top of mind for the next year for youth. What do the youth need in this community? And it would be great to have you guys have consensus on that. So if you need to schedule an additional meeting for a brainstorming session, I think that would be helpful to come up with what is that ask that we have that's not budgetary, more of just advising the town board on what you need. And then I was just going to touch on, and is it in the agenda to have the barbecue? I have an idea for that, so I'll touch on that when we get to it.
Sounds good. Thank you much. Now let's go into the DC trip.
Okay. So last night I did some more research because it's November, and so the official registration for it doesn't open until November 1st, but from a quick Google search and to see and from their website, on the conclusion page, I've got the website where I got their information from. It's going to be about $1,300 for us to go for non-members for the March 14th through 18th trip. However, they do have more information after November 21st about going in a bigger group of 5, more than 5 people. But that link currently doesn't work because it's not open, so I don't have any of that information. So all I have is the hotel and flight costs and about $1,300. So, Non-members, I don't know because they didn't like specify like what non-members were, but it was it was National League of City members, and then it was SML members, and I don't know what SML means, and then non-members had a different cost as well. They all had a different cost.
So my guess is we would probably be non-members.
Yeah, non-members. Yeah. And we are the on-site version. The on-site column on that website, on the conclusion page that I haven't filled out yet, is what we are. So race for 2026. And I put that link there because I was like, I don't want to go and dig and find it again.
Yes, good idea.
So a couple things on the DC trip. We would need to know who all is able to attend, and then determine number of chaperones, which I think, you know, like 3 maybe would be
Yeah.
appropriate. And then go
I
ahead.
believe that like who is eligible is a board decision and not just a me decision of like what do we need from our group to be eligible to go on the group, instead of me just be like making something up and then us disagree. So I didn't do that, but I did add everyone on the board here, and then if there's more people I will add them.
Okay, and I was just assuming it was just the board plus 3 chaperones, but you're thinking additional people?
I mean, if we're gonna do 3 chaperones, I have 2 chaperones so far.
Okay.
And you're a question mark because you've got younger kids.
Okay, that's good. I think you're doing a great job. And just having confirmation, I guess, from each of you guys with, it is kind of a broad timeline. Just we know that week. Just if you're available to let Cloud know, so that we can confirm cost and start to think about tickets. And then staff, are you able to connect with like Loveland's City Council and their youth advisory liaison to figure out what their role is with this conference, like how the youth interact and interface with the conference, you know, how many days they go, you know, how many chaperones do they have, and what events do they participate in, and then are they members of this organization? Just some of those things I think might help if you guys could get like clear direction on that before we buy tickets.
Did you know Loveland?
That's what I had heard, that they had, and I know Fort Collins as well. So whoever, I guess it's easier for you to communicate with. But just, I know it would help me a lot to know, like, what are we doing? You know, what do past groups do, so we don't have to reinvent anything. And kind of how they coordinate. Maybe they could even give us some presentation that they have put together too, so we can steal some notes from them. But I think that would be really helpful. And then, do you guys have any other questions about the DC trip that you would like answers for before we consider purchasing tickets?
I mean, the only other thing that I can think of is what I brought up last meeting is that my dad can also go if we need another chaperone. He's done trips like this before with like the EF tours, doing that and whatnot. So,
well, and perhaps we can have one of the things I was thinking of is maybe we could have the chaperones that are designated to come, and then if any additional parents want to attend, I think that makes sense that even if they cover their expense, that they're still able to participate. Or we can ask the board for additional funding to cover those parent chaperones. So maybe get with your parents and see if they're interested in being a chaperone, and then does that make sense to have that open-ended until we figure out who all wants to go? Yeah. We just would need to know soon if we need to register, right?
yes.
Does everybody have the dates that we would be looking to? Oh, you put that on there.
It's our spring break. If
Yeah,
you go
and
to TSD.
And it's a little before too, because if we wanted to attend the pre-conference activities that happen the 14th and the 15th, ideally we'd fly out on the 13th, and so you think about Friday the 13th. It's probably just going to be a travel day, so you kind of lose that day in general, and that's before spring break. And then the conference goes until the 19th, and we could decide as a group whether we want to fly back on the 19th, which, means that you'd be home for Friday during the spring break. But it also means that's usually kind of a later flight, and driving home like in the evening, 8, 9, 10, sometimes 11 o'clock at night. So we'd have to decide, and then take that into consideration with the budget. Oh wait, actually, Cloud, is the conference on the 18th or the 19th?
So
My I have a calendar entry that's kind of vague. If it's that the conference goes to the 18th, I think that
pretty
I
sure
recommended that we fly home the morning of the 19th.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that was the one. I'm pretty sure that was one thing that Mom, you and I talked about when we got home, that we should fly back on the 19th instead, because there is a conference on the 18th, and so we would
Yeah,
be
okay.
wiped. So so the hotel would be from the 13th to the 18th, but then our flights we would fly back home on the 19th.
So you'd probably need to bump the hotel to the 19th, because the 18th covers it's how hotels work, right? So if you book it to the 18th, you have to check out on the 18th,
Mhm.
meaning
Oh,
you don't
that's
have a
right.
hotel for that night. So you'd have to bump it out and then add the costs in, to be able to stay overnight from the 18th to the 19th with checkout morning of the 19th.
I can do that.
So just to be clear, looking at the calendar, we would leave on March the 13th, which is a Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
Which would
Yeah.
likely mean, depending on the time of day that we're flying, that would mean a day out of school before
Yes.
spring break.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I think one thing that we added here is what dates are conference, like the actual conference, like not the pre-conference, but like
The conferences are
This is where I'd like recommendations from maybe some of our fellow youth advisory commissions on what they do every year, because they've probably trial and errored all of this already. And I think having them tell us how many dates they go also justifies it better to our town board too. Like, this is the dates that they travel, and then I don't think there will be a lot of question.
And
yeah.
I think, Cloud, didn't you reach out to Loveland and Fort Collins to ask?
I reached out to Fort Collins and I haven't gotten anything back.
Yeah, okay. I
So
think we just need a little support.
yeah.
Awesome.
The
Thank you.
the actual conferences are the 16th through the 18th, and then
Okay.
the pre-conferences are the 14th and 15th.
And then just as a reminder to everybody, if there's a special interest in the DC area or with any lawmakers that you would like to have an opportunity to attend or meet up with, please let me know. That's something I can try and get us signed up for, or scheduled with. That's might be outside of the conference, because DC is where it all happens.
And then I also got government-related activities on there too. And one of the museums that was said was the Holocaust Museum. And I'm just saying, I'd like to go. But no, like so if you go to that slide for the government-related activities, I've got some tours, and then I've got a couple of museums that we can go to. There's a institution that is like full of museums. Like, it's a museum of museums. It's a list of lists. And there's just a whole bunch of museums in there about like a whole bunch of thing. And then there's another museum that I put on there that lets you see the Constitution. And I was like, that's pretty government.
That would be pretty cool.
And maybe how money's printed too. There's a museum for that. I thought that would be interesting, but I don't know.
What the Mint here in Denver does?
Well, yeah, but this is like the place. It's like the Bureau of something something, and it's where money is printed.
Bureau of the Dollar and the Pennies.
So maybe,
They're no longer the pennies. 'Cause
maybe
pennies are
some
no-
good homework for all of us is letting this commission know next meeting if you can attend, what dates you can attend. If that's restrictive, let us know. And then if you have a chaperone in mind, and then if there's a special interest you have in DC, to maybe do some research on that, and let the group know, and we could add it to the list. It's not concrete, but it would be nice to have those ideas from everybody. So just having that so we can start planning would be great.
I want to think, get a consensus amongst all of you with some activities. So, the activities that are outside of the conference are not paid for by the budget.
Correct.
And so making sure that everybody is in agreement with, what you want to go check out. lots of awesome stuff in the DC area, lots of course, history and learning opportunities. So yeah, maybe bring your ideas to the table, and then maybe you guys could vote on what you'd like to do.
Mhm.
Knowing that it sounds awesome to do like 5 or 6 museums, but I can tell you, going to conferences, you're going to be exhausted at the end of the day, and so maybe pick 2 big things that you want to do after hours, so that you don't burn yourself out.
Woohoo! So everybody, you got a little mind food to chew on there.
Yeah. So, I will just, I'll preface it. I'm not sure when we'll be able to, do this presentation to the board, because I know you guys only have one meeting in December. Do you guys have any meetings in January? Okay. Okay, because it's
We
definitely...
are doing our budget meeting, and I think that I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we could talk to staff and see, if there's already funds still allocated there, if we need to reallocate those funds for the DC trips. I know we budgeted them last year.
I think they need to be
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, I know the DC trip was funded. I just don't know if for the 2026
While they talk
we're gonna
about
have
that,
to.
I'm gonna move on to
reallocate.
the Image Summit Youth Leadership Conference. That's currently happening now, so that is a no. But the one thing that I took away from looking at that is don't schedule it during the middle of the week when us, the youth who are attending it, probably have school to go to. Because I was looking at this and it
People are rookies on that one.
it literally goes. So they did good stuff. They have some keynote speakers. They have an MC that's not in their commission. Then there's workshops.
And what is this for? I'm sorry.
This is the Image Summit something or other youth conference in Brighton. That's currently happening now.
How did we hear about that?
They sent us an email.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
They sent us it on September 30th, 2025. And then it just kept getting bumped down in our other meetings.
There's another conference I know about that's happening in December. I think the TSD board was having their students go, but I think it's available to anyone as long as you sign up. I don't quite know the name, but I think you could find it. It's in that fancy hotel, I think, in Colorado Springs, but I don't know.
Oh, the Broadmoor?
Yeah, but the Broadmoor.
That place is cool, man. So, yeah, there's that. And they also had a registration fee, which, makes sense because of how much they have, but it's
That's very common
yeah.
for conferences.
Yeah.
Can I jump back to the DC trip for just a second?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think if we wait until December to finalize what y'all want to do, and then we have to wait till January to present our budget to get approval, that's going to be, we're getting further and further. Could I recommend that maybe we do another youth advisory meeting this month? When is your next board meeting that you guys are talking about budgets? I feel
Next
we need-
Tuesday, I think.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, the 18th.
Actually, it's not. I think we don't have one on Veterans Day. Thank you.
Oh, you guys are
We
meeting on the
bumped it.
10th?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay. Doesn't give
So
us-
when's the next meeting?
I think if we approve the budget, because like Chris was saying last night, we approve the budget, but there's still opportunity to make amendments. So I think if for the December meeting we have the estimated amount, I think to move forward for the 2026 year, I think that would be sufficient.
Are you guys meeting on the 25th?
Probably not. Let's
Before
see.
Thanksgiving. That's when the next one. What I'm trying to think through here, guys, is scheduling maybe another kind of working meeting with everybody in November. Let's get all this hammered out. Let's figure out all the costs because we need to get this in front of the board to get approval. The longer we wait to get it in front of the board to get approval, the longer it is before we can register, pay for things, it becomes more expensive the later you go.
Yep.
And as we get into December, everybody knows December is crazy times, holidays, finals, end of semester. So I think if we wait another month to finalize this, I think we're going to be behind the curve here.
Well, and maybe you guys can weigh in. The only thing I think is I think we're almost getting into the weeds a little bit too much with costs, because I think staff will really hone that in when they purchase everything. I think what the board really needs is more of just like the big picture. Like, what are the parameters? Like, how much, up to how much do you need, and then whatever the details and nuances are, that'll get fleshed out
'Cause-
by staff
Right.
purchasing those tickets.
But
So
that's
I-
where we
I
would need to
think-
know who's coming, how long people can attend. Yeah, that's just kind of what I'm thinking.
Well,
Or,
maybe
or are you
just
just
that-
are you recommending that we ask for kind of a broader scope and then it can be
Yes.
narrowed? Okay.
That's and let me know what you guys think on that. But I'm thinking the more broad we stay, the more room for flexibility we give,
Okay.
and then we don't waste any time trying to figure out the details in advance. Like the plane tickets and stuff will be subjective to the day that we buy them, right? Or that staff buys them. But to me, it seems like just that, like, what is the maximum it could cost, and then having that ask, because I think there's support already from the board. Like, they've already allocated those funds in previous years that didn't get spent for it. So do you guys have any recommendation on best way to approach the ask?
Okay.
And so do you think that they need to present again to the town board with a new ask for the DC trip? Mhm. And so you're just suggesting they stay within that 30,000 that was requested already?
Huh. Yeah.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. So
Oh,
that'd
okay.
be-
So
that'd be
30 was
made.
both.
Yep.
And how much did we spend on the?
I don't think anywhere near.
And we won't again if someone else is hosting it,
Yeah.
right? So we could probably.
We could probably bring that down to around in between like 10 and 5,000. We don't need nearly.
I would
as
think
much.
like 1,000 would be a lot, especially if we're
Well-
not hosting it.
Yeah. How much did we spend last year? Let's see. Just that for it. Well, because I don't know if we've made the decision whether we're hosting it or not, because we haven't really talked about that. And I think probably heading into December and January, we need to start talking about that if we're going to have it around the same time frame that we had it last year. Let's see.
Well, and so to touch on that, I do think it makes sense to pass the torch, but be the, assistance to the next commission. So we could have a joint meeting with them perhaps and talk about logistics of how we, pulled off that meeting and be the support. But I think it does make sense to have like kind of a network that we're passing the baton to
Yeah.
for that summit. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So from last year on this, we spent $1,898 on it. So maybe even somewhere around like the $1,500 just to have.
So could we earmark $2,000 for this conference
Mm.
and then the other, additional 28,000
Yeah.
would be designated for DC trip? Does
Yes.
that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys as well? So Joe was saying we spent under $2,000 for the summit, so the other 28,000 could be designated for DC.
Potentially, we'd have to ask if we can mix those funds.
Okay.
Mhm.
So sometimes, just because they're in different line items, you can't always
Yeah.
just say, I want to use that money for
Just gonna
this."
borrow over here.
So I think we just
Borrow Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
I think we just need direction then from you guys on how to ask for those changes and, what you think needs to be in that. How specific should the data be? Like what, amounts are appropriate to ask for, that kind of thing, and when.
Look and see if we can pay for some of the conference this year, and then also do some next year.
Sense. that makes sense.
Yes. Yes. So we probably then do need that extra meeting in there to do it. I'm gone next week. I'll be scuba diving in the Cancun.
That sounds terrible.
I know.
Lucky.
So I mean, we could look at like maybe the week before Thanksgiving break.
So like the 19th.
I will be gone on the 19th.
Okay.
I will be gone from the 8th to Thanksgiving break.
Oh.
Oh.
Also gone sometime in there. I'm just not exactly sure when. I'll figure it out.
Anything else in there? Or that topic?
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
I was ready to know. Nope.
You're good. So I guess what we can do is, because it'll just be a little more discussionary stuff, I can put together like a list of what we need to talk about in there, and then for you guys that are gonna be gone, we can like, you guys can just answer that for us, like band or something, and then we can put that into there. Does that sound?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. The 19th. Can we, Amanda? Can we do that at the Berthoud Rec Center on the 19th? At the bright and early 7 a.m. Okay. I'm so ready for my Ames classes to change to Tuesday, Thursday, and then we can go back to 7:30 meetings, and then
That'd be
Nice.
great because
I
I
get an
forgot.
extra 30 minutes of sleep.
I forgot that we were doing 7 o'clock meetings, so my mom had to wake me up this morning. She was like, "Hey, you know that we're doing 7 a.m. meetings, right?" And I'm like, "I totally forgot. Thank you for waking up. Thank you for waking me up." And she was like, "I had a feeling." So, thanks, Mom.
Just a little feeling.
Thanks,
in there.
Mom.
You're welcome.
Okay, we probably should move things along. 'Cause
Yes.
There's a lot to cover still. So everyone has their homework assignments. Update band with your availability, your chaperone's availability, and then whoever can meet on that additional meeting.
And
That would be
then-
great.
And then I've got I can create a when you go to invite someone to band, it creates a QR code. So for those who hasn't joined band yet,
Yeah, we
yeah,
probably
but there's a
need to get
QR
the
code and
new
it's
people
easier
joined in
to
band
just have people
there.
scan and then add themselves. So
I enlisted Harper to help with that. Thank you.
Let's see here. Next item. Whoa. Why is this? Teen activity page. Yay. I feel like that was bumped down from last meeting as well. We've had a rolling list of things that just keep getting shifted down. May, wasn't that like your idea?
I don't think so. Well,
So I
we
think it's a
talked
combination.
about having a landing page for everything that's going on in the community, and if we can't go over all that today, I think that's okay. But I think the goal is that we'd have somewhere where all the activities are populated and updated, and also a social media person who's pushing that out on social. I do wonder, because we talked last time about someone taking over social media from this group. And I think it would be nice for that person to be tied in with staff to know what's going on and, get their approval on what to publish on at least monthly basis on what's going on with the commission and what's going on in the community for youth to be involved in. So maybe at least, a post a week or something if they want to. But I think we were going to pick who handles that in this meeting. So that might be an appropriate thing to do.
Yes.
If you guys want to. So who would like to volunteer to do social media? Or maybe it's a team of people, if there's multiple people. And that would just be putting stuff out there, creating content about our meetings, about, like youth-related topics in Berthoud, and activities that are going on in town, like the Parade of Lights. Like, don't forget to check out our float at the Parade of Lights, and come hang out with us at the arcade tonight and give us your feedback or things like that. Any volunteers? Maybe think about it for next meeting.
Yes, we'll do that. Let's see here. now we can go back to you for the team bonding stuff.
Okay.
Here.
So I was thinking, since we had 4 quarterly things we wanted to do with this group, and I'll just review it with the new people. We talked about having, one time a year, or one time during the commission's year, you go to the board meeting, the town board meeting, and present, but also get to sit and watch the board meeting and engage. And then one time a year we have a group bonding activity where everybody gets to engage with each other and have fun. And then one time a year we do the youth summit and then the DC trip. So those are like the 4 major milestone things in a year. And so I was thinking for the barbecue thing I suggested, let's just make that the team bonding event. And I wanted to just suggest, for, sake of time and organization, just trying to get things moving along, what if we just scheduled a time at BRADS I don't know if we could just kind of reserve space to have this group, and if, maybe if you had family members that wanted to join, to come just have fun and have a night of, activity and getting to know each other, but then also maybe have like a quick powwow on like, what's your vision for Berthoud? Like, what is something that's on your mind or heart, and just kind of do like a quick like check in to see like what would you want to get out of this year, and then just have fun. Would that be something that you guys would enjoy? Do you have another idea on a way to interact? Last year we did an escape room, which was also really fun. And that, it was fun and it was also stressful, but we all learned a lot about each other in that experience.
Yeah, you have a lot more people this time.
I
too.
know,
You only
that's
had,
so
what,
true.
3?
I was just thinking, can we all sign up for one? Probably not. We might have to do 2 escape rooms. So it's up to you guys, but I would like to get something scheduled today if possible, so it's like we can call and start making plans on that. But I think that bonding activity is really important, so we can have some more casual and informal hangout time. What do y'all think? Any feedback?
I like that.
There's no bad ideas in this room, you guys. Like, really, like,
There's all bad ideas.
your thoughts matter. Does anything come to mind as far as activity that you think would be fun, or should we just go
Still
ahead?
like the escape room. That's always
I
fun.
do not want to do an escape room.
You do not want to do an escape room.
What about you, Harper? Did you enjoy it?
I
or-
loved it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Why
I
not?
think-
Why not?
I mean, it's not that I don't enjoy escape rooms. It's that I don't, not with this many people. If we're gonna do an
Yes, with this
escape
many
room,
people.
if we're gonna do an escape room, it's got to fit all of us.
I think there are escape rooms that would fit.
Maybe.
Make it work.
Yeah, maybe.
We could make it
We just
work.
split it up. I would want to do an escape.
You would.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yes. Let's see. I'm pulling up the people's website that we went to last time.
The Time Emporium.
Yes, that's what the one
Was
was.
that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
could
it was
also
really
do, I don't know.
Murder in London.
Ooh.
That's the one we did. Remember?
It's up to 8 people. 6 people. But Wizard Star is their
Can't
first
we
one.
do Loveland laser tag too? Like,
Oh, that
wouldn't
would
that
be
be cool too? Shoot people with lasers. I don't know.
Oh, so actually, fun fact that laser tag is a banned activity by Boy Scouts, as you're shooting stuff at each other. You're shooting tiny little bits of radiation that cannot hurt you.
Oh, that's how interesting.
Yeah. Now we know.
Well, do you guys want to take a vote on what to do? Or how do you want to proceed?
How do we want to do this? I guess we can do a vote. Our 2 options are Loveland laser tag and an escape room. How do you just want to go? Who wants to go to?
Yeah, all in favor
All-
of the.
All in favor of the escape room, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay,
All in favor of Loveland laser tag? Oh man.
I think your escape room wins.
Yep.
7, 8, 9. I'm noticing a slight number issue with
It's
that.
your guys' votes.
It is true.
That is
This is your commission.
Yes, it is.
And maybe with the escape room, I'll look into something that we could do before, after, maybe, to have a powwow. Maybe like a coffee shop or something that we can kind of have our little chat and hang out. And you guys can get to know each other through that too. So maybe we can look at times to throw out some times for escape room, and then and if the adults don't fit in there, I think you guys can figure this out too. So you guys can book your time, and then we can get with you guys before or after to do a treat and talk about ideas.
When would we want to do that?
I would say sometime before Christmas.
Sometime before Christmas?
Before Christmas. Our for Berthoud, our finals week is the week of the 15th for December.
So we could, what?
It's too early for finals.
Oh, God.
I know.
I know.
Let's think about that.
But,
We are
but
one,
winter
two,
winter break
3,
starts
4,
on the 22nd.
5 weeks away from winter break. This is,
Ain't no way.
Christmas is too soon.
Ain't no
So
way.
what about the week of December 7th through 13th?
I was going to say we could even do it the, like, Saturday after finals is, like, a little, like,
Oh yeah,
woohoo.
something to look forward to.
Does December the 20th at some time in the day work?
Maybe. I've got a friend with that birthday on that day, so
That is getting closer to holidays too if people are planning things. So maybe think of the 13th or even the 6th.
13th?
definitely.
Does the 13th work better?
I mean, I pretty much can't Saturdays because of debate tournaments, but I pretty much can all Sundays. I don't know. You guys can do it if you want.
Oh, when do I have hockey games? Oh no. Oh no. Why did you have to bring that up? Because now I have to, like,
Oh my gosh.
oh no.
I start working in December
Oh, where do you work?
at the rec center.
Oh, for them?
No, I'm a
So
I
when
will
you
be
get
a lifeguard.
when you talk to your boss about your schedule, the date that's picked
Okay.
to do the bonding activity, you just let them know, or you request that time off.
Okay.
So are Sundays a better day for maybe Sunday afternoon? Are those available for everyone else? Yes.
November.
typically.
So I have a hot feeling that my oh wait, no, this is November. One sec. The 7th? No.
The
Wait,
Sundays,
7th?
the
Sunday the
Sundays-
7th at 10:45. So it would be hour 12. I would be available like after 12:30ish on the 7th.
Do Sundays conflict with anybody?
Oh.
Oftentimes that's like religious ceremonies are on Sundays.
It would just have to be afternoon.
Yeah.
All the other Sundays, or I don't have any other games in December besides the 6th. Or sorry, the 7th.
How does the 7th look for everybody else in the afternoon? You want to just kind of go down the line and say yes or no?
Yes.
The 7th.
December
I'll start
7th?
on this side now.
Well, I don't have my phone with me, but I'm pretty sure that I have nothing in December.
I think I'm okay.
I'm not seeing anything on the calendar.
Nor am I. Wait, I don't think I do. Because I don't have. Yeah, they have slots available that whole day, so I don't have anything.
I think I'm good.
Time slot picking wise, they have 11, 12:32, 3:35, 6:30, 8 p.m. I'm liking the look of either that 3:30 or 5 slots.
I think 3:30 is what I would go for.
3:30.
3:30.
We'll just need someone to book that. How did we do it last time? How did we book it last time?
I think we booked it for you.
Uh huh.
Thank you.
I don't know if we can be there. That's the day after Very Merry Birthday.
Well,
Did
very
you
merry
wanna
birthday
join?
to you.
What's that?
Would you like to join?
I don't know.
There's-
I
there's
probably
a-
won't.
Okay.
There's the
Day after. I
people
need to
slot
probably
of
be with
8
my
people,
family.
and there's
Gotcha.
7 on the board. So we can have one other attendee.
But we can probably pay over
Or we can
Time.
book like 2 separate ones and split into smaller groups.
Either way is fine. I say buy maximum tickets and whatever adult, and I'm happy to join you guys. It's fun. It was fun last time. And then if whatever you guys think is best. But then there's a coffee shop I just found, Earl's Loveland Coffee, that's open on Sundays. That's just right by there, and it's open 7 a.m. to 4. So maybe we could meet there like an hour before, and then anyone who wants to come, and then I'll bring my super cool minivan, and anyone who needs a ride, we could just carpool over to the escape room.
Yes.
You said 3:30, right?
Yeah, the 3:30 slot. the 3:30 slot for it's like I'll send you the link of it, but it's the Secrets of the Pharaoh one.
Are you guys sure you want to have that kind of crazy weekend too? I'm imagining
Absolutely.
you guys will want to do the Christmas birthday thing too.
Let's add a
fine by
little
me.
mix of chaos in there.
Yeah. And do you guys want to plan a float? Do a I have a Jeep Gladiator, so it's got like a truck bed. We could light it up or put something in the back that's really cool. If anyone's interested, I'll maybe shoot out some dates on the band app. And if you guys want to give me all your cool Pinterest ideas on what we could do to make it epic, would anyone want to help me? Because I don't want to do that by myself. But if you guys are in, we could do something fun. So would anyone be interested in doing a float in the Parade of Lights for Berthoud?
I think it would be cool.
Okay, that could be really fun.
Let's speed run this treasurer's report, Harper. I don't
Now I
think we
gotta
spent
pull
any
it up.
money.
We did not spend any money.
Woohoo!
Have we spent any money? And the answer is yes or no.
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 Awesome.
Yeah. Totals are still the same. We have like a lot in one and a lot in another. Parks. Do you have anything for us?
Parks.
Parks and Rec.
Separate things.
Well, according to this, I have Parks and Recreation, so like, I can fix that. But
Just the very merry birthday,
Uh-huh.
December 6th. Looks like you guys are gonna put in a float. That's great. We're excited.
Do you want to give them a rundown of what that's going to be like?
Sure.
It's a pretty big event.
Yeah. So December 6th is the very merry birthday, and what that essentially is it will be starting from 10 a.m. to essentially 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 9 a.m. it will start at the rec center with the craft fair, and so that will be from 9 to 3, and then at 10 a.m. downtown along Mountain, Massachusetts, and 3rd Street there will be the Cowboy Christmas will start, and then up Mountain Avenue there'll be a lot of the businesses doing different activities. And then the parade will be at 5, and of course the lighting of the trees up Mountain Avenue. So there'll be lots of different things going on. But mainly the Cowboy Christmas will have lots of different vendors, and then Cobblestone will also be doing a lot of different activities. So there'll be a lot of vendors up that corner there. Wildfire will be doing their makers space and doing wreaths and stuff like that. There'll be s'mores, cookie decorating, wrapping. There'll also be an ice skating rink down there, synthetic ice.
I don't care.
So I
Ice
better
is
see
ice.
you there.
Oh, you will.
And that'll
Ice
be from
is
10 to
ice.
7. What's that?
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, I need a volunteer to skate on that ice. Show them how it's done. So hopefully, I can
Get
be
out
your
there,
help.
Joe.
Wear your shirt.
Yeah.
No, I got a full ring suit. I got like the 2-piece, $100 each ring suit. Cause
Yeah.
what else do you spend money on in hockey?
Fair. Yeah.
And then towards the end, of course, the parade will come up, and then there'll be the lighting at Fickle Park in the end.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah, it'll be a lot
Thank
of
you.
fun. So hopefully
Woohoo!
we'll see you guys there. If you guys want to volunteer or help out, we'd love to have you. Not required, but always looking for volunteers.
If you have a specific idea of how the group could volunteer,
We do need people at the rink, so we do need people to hand out ice skates and put on wristbands. We'll have times for people to sign up to. We'll only be able to allow 15 to 20 people on the ice at one time, so they'll be able to sign up for those times to be on the ice. So you'll have a pre-registration sign up, so people know when they can come down and actually get on, and then we can hand out skates and show people how to skate.
I know synthetic ice is muy preso.
Yeah. We got it. We borrowed it from Greeley, so.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but I know from like Shields, just to get 5 tiles about this big is like, it's like maybe like $80 to get 5 of them, and that doesn't make anything too big.
What's wrong with just freezing water?
It's not as easy as you think.
It's not, and also on skates, it's also really hard. Like,
It is
any
really
outdoor rink sort of stuff really chews up your ice skates.
Okay, good to know.
As the local hockey expert.
today we've learned.
Yes.
Today we've learned.
It'll give us
Port-
a taste of what ice rink could
There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, a
you
trial
could
run.
use that as your argument. Like, this was so great, you need to consider this being a permanent implement.
be. I know, I may have opened up a can.
And like, as in the Parks and Rec department, I would request you freeze over Birth at Reservoir faster. Sounds like your department, so.
So yeah,
Port-
hopefully you guys can join us.
The last port meeting was October, and we had a meeting on October 8th. So the port meeting is tonight, so you guys will get to hear about that next month.
Woohoo! Yay! I have what we need to do next meeting. So we'll meet the 19th, 7 a.m. So
At the rec center.
November 19th.
Is that at the
7 a.m.
conference
at the
room?
rec center because it's like a planning meeting. Jazz Sneakers.
Special meeting.
Yes.
Special meeting.
And then I call this meeting out of order. Adjourned. There's the word.
Adjourn the meeting at what?
7:56. Woohoo!
Well done.
See ya.
And thank you, Harvard,
Safe
for getting
travels.
everyone on band.
Yes. Could you do that quickly?
Yes.